Have you ever made soap that smelled incredible the first few days, and after 3-4 weeks of curing, the scent had completely disappeared? So today we're gonna talk exactly about that. Why scent disappears in the first place and how to make it long lasting in soap. And then once we do that, we're gonna design an essential oil blend that is actually stable and long lasting in a soap environment. For those of you who are new here, my name is Perry. And for the past 5 years, I have been working in the biotech industry, focusing on skincare molecules. So I have a background in chemical engineering and a master's in biotechnology and fermentation. And I am obsessed with one thing. I am obsessed with understanding formulation and the chemistry behind things. And I am obsessed with understanding why do we add the ingredients we add and why do we add them in the ratios that we add them. And if you want a free PDF that shows how you can make 6 completely new skincare products with only 7 ingredients, then comment I want the formulation and I will send to you as soon as I see your comment. This is basically to prove to you that you don't need hundreds of different ingredients, you don't need to waste money on hundreds of different oils and ingredients to make soap or other skincare products. You only need very few and understanding of those, and then tweak the ratios to create something completely unique. This video is basically hitting one of the biggest pain points, and trust me, one of the biggest soap making pain points is how do I make my soap scent long lasting. One of the biggest pain points is, Perry, I made soap, it smelled fantastic at first, 3 weeks afterwards the soap had completely disappeared. Today everything will make sense. So let's first start. Why does scent fade in the first place? Why every time I add a beautiful essential oil that smells amazing in the bottle, and once I put it basically in soap, and then it just fades away after a few weeks? So there are a lot of driving forces here. Driving force number 1 is molecular weight. Basically, how heavy your molecules are. Essential oils consist of many different molecules. And you have essential oils that have molecules that are not very heavy, they're very light, and essential oils that have molecules that are very heavy. The heavier the molecule, the more long lasting it is, because the heavier the molecule, the harder it is to evaporate. The lighter the molecule, then the easier it is to evaporate, the easier it is to become volatile. That means that it also fades away very, very fast. So let's separate our essential oils into different categories. Category number 1 is top notes. Top notes are the first impression. It's the thing that you smell first in a perfume or in an essential oil blended soap. Top notes consist of low molecular weight substances, and they are mainly the citrusy and the spicy ones. So you have substances like orange essential oil, bitter orange essential oil, grapefruit essential oil, bergamot essential oil, lemon essential oil, ginger essential oil, coriander essential oil. All of these, they are of molecular weight of 130 to 155 grams per mole. And here comes driving force number 2. Driving force number 2 that makes your scent fade away fast, it's actually that certain top notes contain substances that not only evaporate fast but also oxidize fast. What is oxidation? Every time I open the bottle, basically oxygen goes inside, and when oxygen goes inside, some ingredients get oxidized, which means they get degraded and they start smelling off. That's why, for example, they say if you buy lemon essential oil or sweet orange essential oil, the longevity and the shelf life is not very long because they contain limonene. Limonene is a substance that oxidizes really, really fast. That's why some suppliers actually store these essential oils in vacuum or in nitrogen in order to avoid any oxidation and to be able to store your essential oil longer. Essential oils, for example, that are high in limonene, like sweet orange, lemon, grapefruit, and so on, they tend to degrade every time you open the bottle. So once you open the bottle for the first time, then degradation already starts happening. That's why if you buy sweet orange essential oil and you keep it for 6 months or a year, probably after a year, it's not gonna smell the same. Let's go to the second category. Then we have middle notes. Middle notes are basically of molecular weight of 150 to 200 grams per mole. These are substances like lavender essential oil, neroli essential oil. So mainly floral and herbal ones. So pine, lavender, they're herbal. Then we have neroli, geranium, ylang ylang. Those are floral and they are all considered middle notes. Those basically are called middle or heart notes. They are the heart, the character of your essential oil blend, and they're slightly more long lasting than top notes. And then we have the last category. The last category is basically base notes, and base notes are of molecular weight of 200 up to 300 grams per mole. Those are substances that last very, very long. So, and some of them even become better with age. Patchouli, for example. Patchouli contains patchoulol. Patchoulol has a high molecular weight, so basically this is what makes it very long lasting. Then we have substances like, then we have cedarwood. Cedarwood contains cedrol, which is also very high molecular weight and lasts really, really long. So we talked about molecular weight. We talked about oxidation. Guess what? Guess what? There is one more thing. And this is, I would say, something that you might not expect. The third thing is that our essential oils behave differently in a soap making environment than other skincare products. Because in soap making you have oils plus lye, sodium hydroxide, equals soap. All of this, the saponification reaction, happens in high pH and high temperature. High pH and high temperature means faster degradation. High pH is basically a state that really degrades compounds, and that includes essential oils. So not only, imagine now, not only do you add the top note like lemon essential oil in soap, and not only it's a low molecular weight so it evaporates fast, but it's also subjected in a very high pH environment that tends to degrade substances. So this is key here. It's key to understand that there are all of these driving forces that contribute to your scent being faded out. How do you make an essential oil blend more long lasting? By incorporating base notes. Base notes will basically are very long lasting themselves, but they also make everything else, all the other notes, more long lasting. How do they do that? Imagine this, it's very simple. Imagine that this right here is patchouli essential oil. It's a very big molecule. And this right here is lemon essential oil. It's a very small molecule. So when you have basically patchouli and lemon essential oil, what happens is that patchouli creates this molecular matrix of big molecules and entraps lemon essential oil molecules inside this molecular matrix. And basically patchouli does not really allow lemon essential oil to basically make it all the way to the surface to evaporate. So lemon essential oil kind of gets trapped in between those patchouli molecules, and that's how it becomes more long lasting. And here's our essential oil blend solution, the one that we're gonna make today. So first we're gonna start with patchouli essential oil. We're gonna add patchouli essential oil that is of high molecular weight, and we're gonna add 30% patchouli. Other alternatives of base notes could be cedarwood, sandalwood, vetiver, vanilla, and so on. Then we're gonna go ahead with 20% cedarwood. Cedarwood is also a base note, and the reason we add cedarwood actually here is because it's very dry and it makes everything linger in the air. So it actually brings up and makes certain substances like Lychea cubeb, as you will see later, more intense and sharper. Then we're gonna go ahead with our herbal and floral essential oil lavender. We're gonna add 20% lavender, and lavender is also gonna be an amazing middle note. Then we're gonna add neroli essential oil, which is also a middle note, and it's very floral and citrusy. But here's what we do here. Basically, lavender acts as a bridge between the base notes and the middle notes. Why is that? Lavender has the amazing quality of having both a herbal, a floral, and a bit of a citrusy character. So the herbal aspect connects very well with patchouli, and the floral aspect of lavender connects very well with neroli. Neroli is both floral and citrusy, so the citrusy aspect will connect amazing with Lychea cubeba, which is a very citrusy essential oil. It's one of the most stable top notes that I know of, actually, and one that I've been using quite a lot, and I've been recommending people to use because it's quite stable compared to other top notes. So the whole blend now is complete. We have 30% patchouli, 20% cedarwood, 20% lavender, 15% neroli, and 15% Lychea cubeba. So let's start. First of all, we are gonna start with 30% patchouli. We're using a total amount of scent of 20 grams, so 30% patchouli will be 6 grams. Patchouli is high in patchoulol, and basically patchoulol is a molecule of very high molecular weight that is going to make our whole essential oil blend more long lasting. Then we're going to go ahead with cedarwood essential oil, and for that we're going to use 20% cedarwood essential oil, and cedarwood is also high in cedrol, which is of high molecular weight and is going to make our whole essential oil blend more long lasting. But apart from that, we add cedarwood because it's very dry. It's very dry and it makes everything linger in the air. It makes everything more intense, basically. So we're gonna add 4 grams of cedarwood. Then we're gonna go on to our phenomenal lavender essential oil. Lavender essential oil is an amazing blender because it has both a herbal, a floral, and a bit of a citrusy character as well. So it blends very well with a lot of different substances. So we're gonna add 20% lavender, which for our mixer is gonna be 4 grams. And now let's go ahead to the next ingredient. Our next ingredient is neroli. It's both floral and a bit citrusy at the same time. It blends amazingly well with lavender. And for that, we're gonna add 15%, which is gonna be 3 grams. And now for the final touch, we're gonna add Lychea cubeba, my favorite top note. My favorite top note as it's very stable and quite long lasting compared to other top notes. And for that, we're gonna go ahead and add 15% or 3 grams, and Lychea cubeba will basically add a spark. We'll add a spark and definition to our essential oil blend and make it more exciting overall. Our essential oil blend solution is ready and it smells phenomenal. And one important aspect here about essential oils are natural, meaning that they contain many different substances and they degrade very, very easily. Now, an alternative to essential oils is fragrance oils. Fragrance oils are not natural, they're synthetic and they're made specifically for soap making. If you buy fragrance oils, make sure you buy fragrance oils that do not contain any phthalates or parabens because those are hormonal disruptors. And apart from that, fragrance oils, they're cheaper, they're more stable, and they're very long lasting. And they're specifically designed to withstand the high pH and high temperature of soap making. So a lot of people use fragrance oils, but you can also use a combination of fragrance oils and essential oils. That also works really, really well. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed this video and it could add some value to you. And I hope you could understand why scent fades in the first place and how to make it more long lasting. And if you want to go from an overwhelmed beginner to a confident soap maker that not only knows how to copy recipes, but also how to design their own recipes based on their own goals, then I have an ebook that contains 15 tested recipes from soap, hand soap, body soap, dish soap, to sensitive skin soap, shampoo, conditioner bars, hand creams, and so on. It has helped hundreds of soap makers transform their soap making and skincare journey so far, and I would love to hear what you have to say about it. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate you being here, and as always, I'll see you next time.